Okay, I just thought we'd have a look at some data on ecological efficiency. I know some of you have asked for music in the background. Well, if you listen carefully, you might be able to hear Hank Green in the background, and he's music to my ears. So, there you are, job done. So, data on ecological efficiency. I've got a couple of questions that have occurred in various forms and a number of times, and it's always very overfacing to get a big table of data in a question. So I'm just going to sort of walk you through this. So the following table shows the efficiency of assimilation and production in selected animal species. So we've got our animals down here. We've got grasshoppers, caterpillars, spiders, perch, owl and cow. And you know, you're kind of expected to know that these are invertebrates and are therefore ectothermic. They're getting their heat energy from elsewhere, then are producing it in respiration, obviously, because that's where it all goes, but they're not saving it, they're not using it to keep themselves warm. You would be expected to know that the perch is a fish, and therefore is also ectothermic. And then owls, all birds and all mammals. So owl a bird, cow a mammal, they're going to be endothermic, using their energy. We've got their feeding preference, so we've got a mixture here of herbivores and carnivores, and we have the ingested waste. So if I just highlight my herbivores here, you can see that their numbers are much higher than the carnivores. And one reason for that is, of course, if you think about the stuff going through all those, the feces on our consumption minus fur, all that digester is relatively, you know, cellulose relatively indigestible. So that's a bit of core for you. Then there's what they've taken in through their gut wall, and then we've got what they have respired. Can't find a highlighter, I'll have to use this. So respiration, again, things to look for. So where have we got our highest respiration? We've got it in our 3 carnivores. And we could split out our 2. So our herbivore, our biggest herbivore, respiratory losses are from the cow. Now these are for each 100 units of energy, so that's just to make them absolutely comparable between the different sorts of organisms. And then we've got net production, and again, net production, we've got quite high numbers for these, highest of all for this, which is as spider carnivore. The owl's making no new body mass at all. The cow's only producing 1 unit. 1% of its energy is going into making new cow stuff. 13%, 23.5, 22.5, 34.8. So, what might they ask you? You know, why do herbivores produce most digestion? Which one is the most efficient? Well, that'll be a spider. Which one is your least efficient? That'll be an owl. You know, there's a reason we don't eat owls. I think they probably don't taste very nice too. Why are the respiration rates so high for our 2? You know, why has an owl got such a huge amount of respiration going on? And it's to keep warm. So they might ask you all of that sort of thing. They might ask you to calculate a bit of efficiency, you know, of the food that they've taken in. You know, how much of the stuff that they've taken into their cells has been respired, or how much, you know, what percentage has been gone into productivity. But don't be overfaced. Always be thinking, carnivores, they're slightly more efficient. Why are they more efficient? Why are they, you know, why are they a bit more efficient? Oh well, they're, you know, they're not. They've got very easily digestible material. Herbivores losing quite a lot through egesta. So that's kind of one set of data. The other one, and this has been on a number of papers over the past, I don't know, 100 years, is principles of energy transfer to compare the efficiency of different farming methods, and this for some reason always throws students out, and it's so easy. You have 600 kilograms in your body mass to start off with, so you get 600 kilograms worth of rabbits and 600 kilograms worth of cow. If you get 600 kilograms worth of cow, it's 1. But if you get 600 kilograms worth of rabbits, there's 300 of them. So if you imagine that sort of lorry delivering your 600 kilograms worth of your organism, you open the door and there's 1 cow, and there's 300 rabbits in cages sitting around the walls. Then you're feeding them, so they are consuming food each day, and our 1 cow only consumes 7.5 kilograms, but 300 rabbits are doing 30 kilograms between them every day. And so our cow takes 120 days to eat a ton of hay, but our rabbits, it doesn't last quite as long, it only lasts them 30 days, so you've got 1 ton of hay to feed your organisms with, and the rabbits have gone through the whole lot in 30 days. Weight gain per day, obviously a cow is eating less, it's only putting on just less than 1 kilogram a day, but overall your rabbits, when you weigh them every day they're 3.6 kilograms heavier. So per ton of hay, well, at the end, when they've run out of their food, so after 120 days for the cow and after 30 days for the rabbit, they've both put on the same mass overall. So which one's more efficient? Well, clearly you've started off with the same weight, you've ended up with 708 kilograms worth of beast, but the rabbits have done that in 30 days instead of taking 120 days. So they've taken 1 month instead of 4 months. So they are more efficient. Very easy to get bogged down in the respiration losses because their heat loss per day is more for the rabbit, and that's just purely a rabbit is much smaller than a cow, and so each one of them is using up more percentage of their energy just to keep warm. They've got a lot of heat loss going over their huge surface area in relation to their volume, but overall much more efficient to eat a rabbit than a cow, because they convert the mass, they convert their 1 ton of hay into biomass much faster. I can recommend to you the Moodle questions on this so that you get used to dealing with this kind of data, and have a look at some of the questions that they're asking. Are they asking for calculations? Are they just asking fairly simple things? Go to Moodle, have a look at the questions.